Welcome back. The Underground Mobcast episode 11 or episode 12. I can't remember.
12.
12. 12. Episode 12. I am Lando Capo. Here with me today is my co-host, He's Underground. Say hi.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back.
And anything, before we get something started, I just got one message to say right now. Pineapple doesn't belong on pizza.
This man, this man is still so focused on it.
Yes, I am still focused on it. Pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. Okay?
Fair enough. I mean, I can't argue that.
See, you know what? Like, I wish I could give you the background on it because what happened for the past week. You know? I mean,
Yeah.
should I tell them? Should I tell them?
Eh, if they follow
No.
you on TikTok, then they already know.
I mean, yeah, but yeah.
It's not wrestling
Anyways,
related, so I mean,
I know. I just got to get that message out there. But anyways. So yeah, we got a pretty good list here that we're going to talk about here on the podcast today. Uh, Crown Jewel. What do you think about that?
honestly, it was a banger of a pay-per-view.
Yeah,
This
it
is the
was.
best crown jewel that they've ever had in terms of like start to finish matches that actually had an importance too.
Yeah, yeah, and also I also told you this that in the 6-man tag team match, OC and the Judgment Day, that Michael Cole mentioned that Carl Anderson was or is the current never open weight champion, and they also mentioned that like the OC Finn Balor, they used to be in the Bullet Club. Literally said Bullet Club,
Yeah, it
not the
sounds like WWE is going to be working towards a relationship with the NJPW here soon.
yeah. Because we
Because,
all know that because there's like a bit of controversy with Carl Anderson and right now. A little bit, not too much, but a little bit, because he's still the never open weight champion, and like once some New Japan wrestlers get signed to like WWE, they're forced to relinquish the championship. Like for example, like Shinsuke Nakamura, once he got signed to WWE, he was he was like the IWGP Intercontinental Champion at the time. So he was forced to relinquish the IC title, which he did to back to Japan. And
yeah,
Carl Anderson, he didn't. So like I mean, I bet so yeah, I bet there's gonna be like a new partnership happening between WWE and New Japan.
I really think that's where it's headed, to be honest. I mean, we saw the announcement about Shinsuke.
Yeah. That they even mentioned Pro Wrestling Noah on on SmackDown. Really, they mentioned they mentioned that that Shinsuke will take on Great Muta on the they call it the Great Muta's retirement tour. So it's on New Year's Day in 2023 in Japan. I believe it's in Osaka, Japan. I'm if I'm correct. That it'll be his last match will be with Shinsuke Nakamura.
I couldn't think of a better person to end Muta's career, though.
Yeah, many people say this is like a dream match.
I would say so.
Yeah, and
The stylistic match up there, you know?
yeah, yeah, yeah. And okay, back to Crown Jewel though. Back to Crown Jewel. Um, I would. I mean, what else happened at Crown? What do you think about like the women's tag team championship match?
Um, I thought it was pretty solid, but I don't know. I've never really been huge on men's matches in the first place. It's gonna sound horrible, but kind of the truth. I don't really can't get behind
I
it, dude. I
mean,
don't like seeing girls beat up on each other.
yeah,
But it was stacked. If you look at the talent that was in that ring, it was stacked.
yeah. Okay. What else happened? Oh yeah, Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley.
It could have went on longer, but
Yeah, like the match was like 5 minutes. Like 5 minutes. It could have gone longer. No, Bobby Lashley puts like Brock Lesnar in the hurt lock, and then Brock Lesnar got to a corner and like yanked himself back. Well, that Bobby Lashley fell, and Brock Lesnar got his uh got Bobby's shoulders down to the mat. 1, 2, 3. The match ended. Sorry if I'm like struggling with words, because for people out there, I have a bit of a sinus infection, so bear with me here.
yeah,
But
I just
yeah,
felt like it could have been a longer match. I mean, Brock showed at SummerSlam that he can put on that long match, right? Like the first pay-per-view Triple H had. He showed he could be
yeah,
used in a long match, so I don't understand why they don't just let him do it. Instead, they want to put him in like these 2-minute matches.
yeah. Okay. Next one, Drew McIntyre versus Karrion Cross steel cage match.
Oh, that was a pretty good match. The stipulation, right? It was meant to keep Scarlett out and make it more fair. She still got
Yeah.
involved, but
Yes.
she didn't end up getting the result she wanted. I think that finish was good, but
Yeah. I mean, you could have go for the pin though instead of escaping the cage.
yeah, that's
I
true.
mean, like you could still go for the pin. Like where are you escaping the cage for? You could just still go for the pin.
Fair enough.
Like I mean, yeah, like it's still cage matches. You have two options. One, you can pin your opponent to get the win, or you can escape the cage. But like, I mean, you could pin the guy. You hit him with the claymore. Why pin him?
I don't know, man. I mean, there's a lot wrestling, professional wrestling. If you question like the reasoning, odds are you'll never get the answer, right? So,
Okay. Next one. I mean, we kind of talked about the OC, the Judgment Day, just because of Carl Anderson. Like they mentioned New Japan and Carl Anderson being the current never open weight champion. But yeah, like we didn't talk about like the match itself. But what do you think about that match?
I thought that match was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was probably so historically WWE has had a hard time booking factions. A lot, or well, in recent history, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Um, so I really like that match. I don't know. There was a lot going on at a time though. Three people versus three people, and then Rhea, of course, always getting involved. Um, that kind of upset me. I wish the OC would have came out with the dub, but
yeah,
it is what it is, I guess.
yeah. I got something to talk about that. We're done talking about Crown Jewel. Anyways, next one. The Usos versus the Brawling Brutes.
Good match. I thought the Brawling Brutes were about to win it, but thank God they did not.
I mean, okay.
For a second there, I was like, "Oh no, they're about to win. Oh no," and then they didn't. I was like, "Oh, thank God." You know how I feel about the Usos. You know how I feel about the Bloodline. I want to see them continue to just run through everybody. So
Yeah. Even though today they are tied with New Day right now, but tomorrow they'll become the longest reigning tag team champions at the moment, or well, the longest reigning tag team champions in history tomorrow.
yes, sir.
Okay, next one: Bianca Belair versus Bailey.
Eh, I like the
Yeah,
finish. The finish was great.
yeah, the finish was great.
That's the first time I've ever seen something like that. Putting her in
Yeah,
between the ladder and then sliding it underneath the post in order to keep her from getting out. That was cool.
yeah. I would just use duct tape, but yeah, it was a good finish.
Oh, the duct tape like John Cena
Yeah,
or Batista.
yeah. John Cena, Batista. Yeah, that was like Extreme Rules 2010.
2010, yeah.
Yeah,
What a time to be
and okay.
alive.
What was that?
I said, what a time to be alive.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah. Okay. Now the last match, the main event: Roman Reigns versus Logan Paul.
Okay, hear me out.
Okay.
I don't know where you stand on Logan Paul, but I think he is the best celebrity to come into WWE. I think he has the best charisma that we've seen out of a celebrity. I think he's willing to put the time in. And honestly, if he's going to keep showing up on SmackDowns and Raws in order to pursue like being a WWE superstar, I'm all for him being there. And that match with Roman was awesome.
I think it was awesome as well, and I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
I mean, like the biggest problem I've always had with the celebrities being involved was the fact that they wouldn't show up. Like, I mean, they're just there, they get their celebrity appearance, and they leave.
Yeah.
Paul, he got his, and then kept showing up, and then ended up getting a WWE Championship shot, which it was too soon. I mean, let's keep it a buck 50. It was too soon. I mean, it didn't make any sense whatsoever. But the match itself was great. He's athletic as hell. He can jump high as hell, and he can sell too. My favorite part of that match was where he was on the top rope recording himself
Yeah,
as he's about
recording
to
himself.
jump on Roman. He goes, "You're going viral, Roman."
Yeah, that was good. That was cool.
That was hilarious. I did not like Jake being involved, quite frankly. That being said, I don't like him at all, so I'm biased.
Yeah, I don't like Jake either. So
I think he's a little
like,
asshole, dude.
if you're a Jake Paul fan, what the fuck is wrong with you?
We're just making call outs now, Lando. Jake Paul, I
Yes.
want you in that ring next November.
Eh. Yeah, let me just say he got lucky facing Anderson Silva.
Yeah, he did get lucky.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, so that's Crown Jewel. Let's talk about Raw.
All
Let me
right.
just say, let me just say, thank God they Triple H retired the 24/7 championship.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even on TV for like the last 3 weeks.
It was definitely not 3 weeks. It was like longer than that.
Yeah, there was no point in having it around. It wasn't doing anything for anybody besides our truth.
I mean,
And
yeah,
he's
to
out
our
right now
truth.
anyways, so
y- Yeah, but I mean, our truth. I mean, yeah, he he made. I mean, he made the title. Him with the title. It's funny. It's entertaining. But I mean, the belt itself, it's ugly as shit.
it's ugly as
And
hell. It looks like the WBC boxing championship.
yeah,
And it looks like a very poorly made replica. It looks like the like wish.com version.
wish.com. Yes.
Yeah. Um Another note I had from Raw, Seth Rollins is kind of getting the face push. I don't know if you're
Yeah, he's
feeling that
yeah,
energy.
yeah, yeah, I actually getting that feeling because just last week, faced Austin Theory, and now like just last week, well, he was supposed to have a mat, or no, sorry, he had like a United States Championship Open challenge, like during the middle of Raw, like Finn Balor came out with Judgment Day saying he got a bone to pick with Seth because he cost him a championship. And like he's like Finn Balor said that 2 years ago cost him a championship, and I was thinking like 2 years ago he was in NXT. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, and I really had to think. And I'm like, oh, maybe because of the Universal Championship. Oh, maybe because of the Intercontinental Championship, like that uh championship match at WrestleMania 34 and 20.
Yeah.
Maybe that, like, I was thinking that as well. So, like he said, a couple of years, which got me confused. But yeah, anyways, then the OC came out. They still have a bone to pick with Judgment Day, and it's just like if Seth Rollins just got out of the ring, just be like, "This is none of my business," so I'm out. Now,
Yep. And
now
then somebody,
somebody that I didn't expect, to be honest, that will return to WWE, Mia Yim. Mia Yim came out of Impact Wrestling. Now she's in WWE.
I'm here for it. I like it. I mean, she doesn't really have like a tie in with the Bullet Club or anything, but
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, like the only the only two women that I could think of, I shouldn't say two, maybe one. I was thinking of like Brandy Rose.
yeah. And barely then. I mean,
I mean, yeah. Um,
that was the elite that Cody was part of, not the Bullet Club. Let's keep it a buck 50.
I mean, okay. I mean, he was in New Japan. I saw him. He was wearing a Nightmare Club shirt.
Yeah, I mean, he was part of the Bullet Club, but he was more so associated with the elite side of the Bullet Club. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, the Elite, or sorry, the Bullet Club has some subgroups. So I mean, but anyways, I mean, Mia Yim, I'm down for that. I was ki- I was kind of expecting for like she doing the too sweet as well, but no, she decided to get on one knee and like pose with a kendo stick.
Yep. I thought so too, actually. It's funny that you say that because I saw the Instagram post and I was like, "She's not too sweet and I'm back? What is this?"
But I'm like, throw up the too sweet. You're part of the OC now.
Because it's
I mean,
just too
eh,
sweet.
yeah, I even though I can picture me again being in like either like the OC or the Bullet Club, you know?
Yeah. I could definitely see it. I mean, it's not too far-fetched, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, now the other thing I want to talk about. Austin Theory cashing in the Money in the Bank contract on Seth Rollins' West Championship.
what a waste, dude.
Let me just say this. Okay, this is like the first cash in on a mid card championship.
Dude, I always wondered about that, actually. It's funny. Ever since I was a kid, I was like, why wouldn't you just cash in on the Intercontinental Championship? I mean, he's always defending it.
Like it's like they say you can only cash in on like on a world championship, but like this is like the first ever. I'm surprised that he's
Well, it's
like the
actually never
first.
been stated that it can only be cashed in on only world championships. The rule is that you can cash in for a championship title shot whenever you want. It doesn't say what kind of championship title.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, like I'm just saying, like I thought like 100% of the time it would be for a world champ, but now it's
They've
like
opened that
98.
door.
Just he opened the door. He opened that door, get a title shot, and it's like now it's like 98%. I don't know. It was like 98%, and he well he failed. He failed.
Yep.
Well, it's because of Bobby Lashley though.
Yeah, well, I mean, now he's joining the ranks of Damian Sandow, Baron Corbin, John Cena.
Plus,
But who else failed their cash-ins? Braun?
yeah, Braun. Yeah, 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 Braun.
I think that's the only other one.
So yeah, he's like the fifth. He's the So yeah, Austin Theory is like the fifth one.
Dude, I'm
Failed.
actually kind of disappointed though because they could have done something with him.
But no, he's too cocky and arrogant. He's like young.
I really wish they would have done something with him. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. Like he showed up on NXT once. Showed up
Yeah,
on
dude.
NXT.
Literally, he like threatened the cash and didn't even do shit with it.
Like he threatened to cash in on the NXT championship. I'm like, okay, okay. But like
He didn't even show back up.
he didn't that's yeah, like didn't even show on NXT or he didn't even show on a NXT what's the paper what was the
Halloween
pay-per-view?
Havoc.
Halloween Havoc, yeah. He
Yeah,
didn't even show up. He
dude.
didn't
Me,
even
me and you
show up.
both thought that he was gonna cash in too.
Yeah, like what is the point showing up on NXT with the Money in the Bank briefcase, threatening to cash in on the NXT Championship?
Yeah.
Like, what was the point there?
There was no point, dude. There was no point. I think at a certain point, Hunter just got so lost with what to do with him because his whole gimmick was based around the fact that he was Vince McMahon's baby boy.
Yeah,
Now that Vince is gone, what do you do with him? Nothing.
yeah, Daddy ain't here no more.
But the tribal
Daddy,
chief is.
yep. And
I
yeah,
have so
it's just
many.
I have so many questions,
Yeah.
really.
Is
But
there anything else that you noticed on Raw? Because I have one more thing that I wanted to talk about, but
yeah, War Games is War Games.
yeah.
So far it's Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka versus Damage Control, Nikki Cross. Now here's the thing, Bianca, like I'm gonna say like Team Belair. How about that? Team Belair versus Team Bailey at War Games, and I'm curious of like who's gonna fill into two spots of Team Belair. I'm guessing it's like Sasha Banks and Naomi. I think if it is, I would shit
Ooh.
myself.
I was thinking maybe turn Becky Lynch face.
I mean, she's already a face. Like you know what happened at SummerSlam, right?
Oh yeah. Dude, where has she been? I haven't really seen her on TV.
She has like a dislocate. She got like a dislocated shoulder.
Oh shit. That's a rip. Yeah, honestly, it could be Sasha and Naomi. I wouldn't complain if they came back.
Yeah, but also with filling the final spot for Team Bailey though,
Don't they have four
because
already?
it's a 5v5.
Oh shit.
So who will fill in the final spot for Team Bailey?
Maybe
Is
God, who's that? Sarah Logan?
Sarah Logan? Yeah, Sarah Logan. I don't think. Actually, I think I know. Oh wait, no, 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 no. Oh, you know what I just think of? Hold up. Maybe hear me out. Hear me out.
All right, I'm all
I
ears,
just,
buddy.
I just saw something. Okay, like for the final two spots in Team Bel Air. Now think about this. Even though, like we mentioned about Becky, even though she, like the last time we saw her was on Raw, like in the beginning of August, with a she had a separated shoulder. But but I might be overthinking this. But like she might return. She might return with to join with like Team Bel Air. Now here's the thing. Now hear me out. Hear me out. I'm just saying that it might be Becky, but also here's the thing. Now I jump to Team Bailey with the final spot. I think it's gonna be Rhea Ripley because here's the thing. It's because backstage during Raw, like after like a backstage interview with Judgment Day, uh, there was this like after the interview, Rhea Ripley had a face-to-face encounter with Bianca Belair because we all know what happened back last June where it was supposed to be Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair at Money in the Bank, but then Rhea got injured. So I mean, I'm guessing that the final spot would be Rhea Ripley. But for Team Bailey though, even though like we mentioned Mia Yim, so I mean, I bet Mia Yim will take the second spot for Team Belair. I
I
mean,
could see it.
yeah. So yeah. I mean, if it's Sasha Banks and Naomi, I'm all for it. But Becky Lynch and Mia Yim, I'm all for it too. And the final spot for Team Bailey, Rhea Ripley, I'm all for it too. But yeah, that's good thinking, don't you think?
I think so.
All right. So yeah, that's our raw thing.
I've got one more talking point.
Okay, okay. What's your talking point?
The Usos and New Day promo.
Oh, that. Oh, yeah,
That is what promos look like.
yeah,
Honestly, I feel like if you were to break that down and you were to talk with Xavier Woods and Kofi about what they said,
yeah,
I think 95% of what they said came from truth and came from true emotions about how they feel about the Usos.
yeah.
They might not admit that.
But yeah, it's true though. It's really true.
The whole you're looking at first generation superstars.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the wrestling game too. I mean, a lot of these guys are second gens and have family who wrestled their whole lives. Look at Orton. He's a third
yeah,
generation. Um, and I feel like I don't I don't want this to come across the wrong way, but I feel like the game is very much dominated by people whose family dominated it.
yeah, yeah,
Especially WWE, right? Because you've got the name already in the system. These first generation superstars, especially under Vince McMahon's control, have had a very, very, very hard come up.
yeah,
So that was for me, that promo was top tier. Probably the best one of the year in my opinion. If
yeah,
not the best one of the year.
yeah, yeah. Great.
All right.
Also, kind of want to talk about one thing about NXT.
All right.
So, I mean, I got word. I saw this on Twitter that Cameron Grimes will be going to the main roster now.
Really?
Yeah, because he just had a match against Joe Gacy on NXT. So I just looked up on Twitter saying that that was his last match on NXT. So soon he'll be going up to the main roster.
I'm not a huge fan of him, man, dude. I'm not very hot on Cameron Grimes.
I mean, like he's talented. He could jump. Really, he could jump. Yeah, the guy has hops. Yeah, like for a redneck, he has hops.
For a redneck.
He's a redneck. He's from North Carolina. But anyways,
The casualty in which you said that though was so funny to me. Nah, that fucking redneck.
I mean, yeah.
For a
And
redneck, he's got hops.
I'm just saying, it's
Okay,
true.
Lando. Okay, buddy. You said for a redneck, he's got hops. What the fuck's that supposed to mean?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm fuck.
Lando's sitting here saying, "I'm just here so I don't get fined." That's what. Fair enough.
Well, I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm sick. Okay. So okay.
All right, can we take a 5 minute break so I can go take a whiz?
Okay.
All right, be right back. Screen popping up. We are back,
Okay.
and by we I mean me.
Yeah. I literally had to think through what I just said. The whole like as a like with the whole like as for a redneck he has hops because literally I'm like yeah that's kind of sound fucking dumb.
It's gonna. I mean, as long as nobody gets offended, we're chilling. But that's kind of the problem today.
Yeah. I'm like yeah just that like that's probably like the one of the most stupidest thing I ever said.
For a redneck, he's got hops.
I don't
I'm gonna
know,
start
man.
using
Okay,
that. I'm gonna start using that.
okay, good luck. Okay, good
This
luck.
just in, and I'm gonna get canceled so quick.
Yeah, like yeah, good luck with that. because yeah, I'm not going back to that.
He said, "I'm not going back to that." What are the odds it gets edited out of our YouTube video, Lando?
I'm gonna leave that in just because the way it sounds stupid. So I mean,
Fair enough. Yeah, draw a reaction, I guess.
yeah,
So any notes from Dynamite?
I got a couple.
All right. Let's see if we have
The
some that are.
the video package of the Elite coming back.
Yep. I think,
And we
dude,
don't.
honestly, like this is sealing the deal for me that CM Punk's not returning. All this stuff that they're doing, bringing Colt Cabana back to AEW, and he's not coming back. There's no chance CM Punk's coming back.
Yeah, and the Elite coming back. We could all like. I bet at Full Gear is gonna be Death Triangle.
Honestly, I hope the Elite wins it because they were supposed to have it in the first place. Um,
Yeah, well, yeah, yeah. And there was a backstage brawl.
Shout out to CM Punk for that. Yeah. Um, I actually have a question for you in regards to Dynamite. So, like this championship eliminator, I really don't understand why the fuck this is happening.
It's just bit. I mean, it's just basically if the challenger gets a win over champion. Basically, he gets a shot at championship in the future next week or a couple. I don't know, but like basically, if you the champion, you get a title shot at the champion.
Yeah. See, here's the thing, dude. Why do we need a championship eliminator? There are rankings in place in AEW for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I don't know. Like for example, like there was a AEW World Championship Eliminator match between John Moxley and get this, Lee Moriarty.
Which makes 0 sense because Lee has no record to base off of. Um,
Like he's not even like in the top 5.
yeah, I mean that's like throwing Rick Ross in there and being like, "Hey, you got a match."
Like to say boss,
I'm the big boss. Yeah.
boss. Okay, I'll stop. Anyways,
Okay, I'll
um,
stop.
I don't know. I just like the when he says boss.
I like
But yeah,
everything Rick Ross does, dude. That guy's hilarious.
and okay, I have another thing to talk about.
All right.
Samoa Joe turning on Wardlow.
Man, fuck you for bringing that up. Fuck you.
Okay, okay. Well, I mean, like, there's okay. It's maybe just me, but like, as Powerhouse Hobbs, like coming out, coming out, and like, I mean, like, Wardlow said that he was gonna come after every championship, you know, every championship,
Yeah.
which got like Samoa Joe riled up. And like Samoa Joe, I mean, even though yeah, he knocked out Wardlow and he had his eye on the TNT championship as well. So and he also was looking at uh Powerhouse Hobbs. Well,
Mm.
so I'm guessing, like, hear me out, that maybe at Full Gear there will be maybe might be overthinking this, but maybe there be like a winner takes all triple threat match.
Honestly, dude, I think they should unify it. I think what you're saying right now would be awesome, and I'm all for it. And I think if they were to unify those championships, it would go over quite well. That's my personal opinion. So
I
hate on
mean,
it if you'd like, but quite
I mean,
frankly,
yeah,
like I'm getting sick and tired of these Ring of Honor championships taking up AEW television time.
yeah.
So if like unifying it with the TNT championship is what you got to do, please for the love of God just do it.
I mean, yeah, unify them, but don't like maybe just maybe don't uh actually retire the uh title.
Yeah, no, I
Just
mean if
like just both titles can be independently active, but they can just be defended. Uh, like both of them can be defended at once. You know, kind of like Roman Reigns.
yeah, I mean I think they're stripping Roman after Crown Jewel was the idea. And that's what I
It's
heard. There
like
was speculation that after Crown Jewel they were going to strip Roman of one of the championships.
yeah, either championship. You know, I mean, I bet they're gonna strip him from the WWE championship.
Oh, if you're going to strip him from anything, please for the love of God make it the WWE championship so he can continue this historic reign as Universal Champion. That will never be broken by the way.
Okay, buddy, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Hey, you better watch yourself, Lando. I will walk myself to Wisconsin and whoop your ass for saying that. That is my tribal chief, and I acknowledge him.
Okay, okay,
I will walk my ass to your house.
okay,
He is the one, and we are the ones.
okay.
I'm currently
Anyways,
throwing up the one right now too, just for
yeah.
yeah.
Anyways, what else
Anyways,
can we? Yeah, and okay, what else can we talk about? We talked about Dynamite. Let's talk about SmackDown. Uh, like we witnessed like two matches of the SmackDown World Cup.
honestly, dude, I'm hoping that it turns out better than the first time around.
You remember the World Cup from 2018?
Yep. Unfortunately, I do. That one
Yeah.
was shitty as fuck, dude. That was shitty
Yeah.
as all hell. Oh, the greatest Shane McMahon.
Literally everybody was start booing this guy out of the building. Saudi Arabia.
Literally, dude. I never was able to get behind that one. Um, but that's Vince booking, man. So hopefully with Triple H it goes somewhere.
Because so far, Braun Strowman and Santos Escobar advanced to the semifinals.
Yeah,
So
I'm kind of upset that Shinsuke didn't, but whatever.
yeah, let me just say, um, Wade Barrett said this on the commentary during the Nakamura and Escobar match that these two used to wrestle each other 15 years ago in CMLL, which is a Mexican wrestling company in Mexico. And you remember, like I told you, that that's the company with a lot of championships.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I said that there were like 26. Well, I'm wrong. They actually have 30.
Wow.
Yeah, they have 30 championships. Because, well, at first I thought it was 26 because, like, I looked on their website, or not their website. Looked up like on the internet that they have like 26 active championships. So I'm like, oh, they have 26, but they have like four other championships that been active for a while, but right, but actually they're like inactive, not deactive. They're not deactive. They're inactive. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's like okay, like yeah, I'm like totally wrong on that one. So they don't have 26, they have 30. So yeah, so yeah, uh so this Friday would be Ricochet versus Mustafa Ali, and then Butch versus Sami Zayn. Who do you think is going to win those matches?
So I'm rooting for. Hmm. I'm rooting for Mustafa, and I'm rooting for. I don't know if I want to root for Butch or if I want to root for Sammy because you know how much of a Sammy mark I am. I've talked about him several times. In fact, I find a reason to bring him up. To be completely transparent with you, I find a reason to bring this guy up because I love him.
Okay.
So I mean, I would love to see Sammy advance, but at the same time, like he's part of the bloodline ish. So do they really need to add another? Not really. Would it make Butch's career on the main roster better? Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, hopefully it's a timeless classic though, because they do have an opportunity to do so, given that they give them enough time in the ring.
And okay, also we talked about this earlier, or we mentioned earlier that about Sarah Logan
Yeah,
burning with the Viking Raiders. And we've been saying that like where's the Viking Raiders and why haven't they been on TV?
dude, I remember
Even
having an
though
hour-long phone call with you
yeah,
about the tag team championships and what to do with them next. And me saying several times over again, where are the Viking Raiders? Why is the New Day in contention? Why are the Brawling Brutes in contention? It should be the Viking Raiders. And the Viking Raiders coming back is big, but at the same time, like, are they going to do anything with it? Probably not, because it's not coming off of the Usos. I don't think it's coming off of the Usos anytime soon.
okay,
So, I don't know, man. It's a rough time to be in the tag team division, I'd say.
yeah. And the last thing I want to talk about on SmackDown, the I think we're gonna have you remember the segment between Sheamus and Bloodline?
Yeah.
His mic was like cut off several times. And I kind of feel bad for him, really, because like it just keeps on like cutting off, like over and over again. But anyways, like what I'm trying to say is that like we're probably gonna see like Drew McIntyre and the Brawling Brutes teaming up versus the Bloodline at Survivor Series War Games.
That would be quite interesting.
Yeah. I bet it's like I don't know if it's like a 4v4 or maybe a 5v5 because I'm curious of like there's four of them and there's four of them and five of them like a 4v5. I'm just curious if it's ever like a if it's a 5v5. I wonder who's going to fill in the final spot for Drew McIntyre and the Brawling Brutes.
Yeah,
That's
that's a
one.
solid question actually. um, I don't know if you had to guess, who would you say?
Okay. The but I
It would have to be a Euro wrestler, right?
eh, I mean maybe
I feel like it only makes sense.
I mean, yes, yeah, Euro wrestler maybe. Well, who would you say who would have a problem with the bloodline? That's the question. Or who is willing to help out Drew McIntyre and the Brawling Brutes? Let's see.
I don't know, not
Uh,
both of those. So Drew McIntyre, in terms of allies, doesn't really have any. Brawling Brutes, in terms of allies, don't really have any besides Drew. So I don't know. I think it's gonna be a 4v4 because I think they're gonna push Sammy to the World Cup.
I mean, yes. Well, I'm just going on the WWE website and the uh willing to team up with Cody and or I I accidentally say Cody because I just saw a picture of Cody. So
Bozo. Um,
actually, imagine if it's Cody. Imagine if it was Cody
and
filling
that'd be
that title spot,
crazy, but I think they're gonna build him up to come back and face Seth for the United States Championship.
or maybe, or turn that to Royal Rumble, and win it.
That's very possible too.
Because,
I'm
like I mentioned this before, like I said that either Cody Rhodes or Seth Rollins are like the two only people that are able to like defeat Roman Universal title. No, you remember that?
yeah,
I mean, it's good, right?
I'm for it.
Because Roman never beaten, like
Yeah,
would never
dude,
beat.
we've talked about that before. I get really worked up about this because if you talk about winning and losing, as much as I love Roman, he did not win that match. He lost that match against Rollins, and Rollins just never got another shot.
Yeah. The who is willing to team up with the Brawling Brutes and McIntyre? I mean, do you maybe Braun Strowman maybe? I mean, he's in the World Cup, so
It's possible. Never count it
it's,
out.
yeah. Uh, imagine if like Karrion Cross joined.
Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Dude, a lot of people don't like Cross. How do you feel about Karrion Cross?
I mean,
In terms of
okay,
being an in-ring performer.
like in like Cross, like let me tell you, I was a I was a fan of him like in NXT at one point. But now like since time went by, I'm like, no.
You want to hear how I feel about Cross?
But
I feel like if you take his gimmick away from him, he has nothing. But he's got such a solid gimmick that it doesn't matter, and that's something that was like very big in the Attitude Era. That was something that carried the Attitude Era to where it is, right? Like a lot of those guys weren't super kicking and throwing their bodies off the ropes in order to try and beat the piss out of you. They were technical wrestlers who could get on the mic and work. And I mean, Stone Cold, The Rock, those guys didn't have crazy move sets. They were just good talkers. They could sell you on what they were doing. And so I feel like Cross, people are like, oh, well, he's not a good in ring performer. I think it's because we're spoiled as wrestling fans, seeing like the Adam Coles and the Will Ospreys, the Kenny Omegas, guys who can do everything. And we take it for granted in terms of like big guys. Big guys aren't meant to be able to do the things that little guys are doing, right? Like if Braun Strowman were to be doing moonsaults off the top rope, it just wouldn't feel right. I mean, he's got a role that he has to play. So he's a big guy. Same thing with Karrion Cross, right? He's a big guy. I mean, he can't be too entertaining, because if he's too entertaining, then no one else will ever get the spotlight either. You have a
Yeah,
role that you have to play, and as much as it might suck to you, a lot of people actually enjoy it, and personally, I like Cross. I think his gimmick is great.
yeah,
The time, the hourglass, I think that's really cool, and
yeah,
I without his gimmick, he's nothing. Don't get it twisted.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I like the gimmick and all, but just
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. People are gonna hate no matter what, so
yeah. Okay. What up, Madcap Moss?
don't even say that name on this podcast ever again.
Okay,
Don't even say that name on this podcast again.
not good, not good. Like, like, want me to put in a list of like guys that we are not to talk about?
Yeah, we should probably make a list. We should
Like,
probably start making a list of guys not to speak on. I feel like Chris Benoit has to go on that list now. We already had our episode.
oh, you said
We
CB.
we already have our episode on it, and that's that.
Okay,
Um,
okay. What else? What else? What
but
else? What
Madcap
else?
Moss, I mean, like people want to complain about carrying Cross, but then they tried to push Madcap Moss. So one of two is entertaining. One of two has some sort of ring ability and isn't just jacked.
Yeah,
So, with that being said, let's transition over to match of the week because we are getting close to our time limit. So, my match of the week, if you tuned in last week, it
yep.
was Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz at No Mercy 2016 for the Intercontinental Championship, championship, right?
Career
Um,
versus title match.
Career versus title match. Yeah, you said it a lot better than I did. Um,
Let me just say this. Like, you remember that one promo where, like Dolph Ziggler said that like what you, like love something and that and what you love doesn't love you back, and like people ask you like why do you still do this, because like why you still do this, because I love this and can't stop it. You know?
yeah,
That's what he said during that promo. And after that promo, he laid down the challenge, Miz, uh, at No Mercy, that if he doesn't win, then he'll end his that he will quit WWE.
and he sure did win, so that's good. So the reason why I picked that match, I mean, you kind of hinted at it. There was a lot of emotion behind that match. Uh,
Yeah, a lot of emotion.
yeah, I mean, personally, when I was watching in 2016, I didn't want Ziggler to retire. I've always been okay, so I don't dislike Ziggler, but I'm not huge on Ziggler. He's had his moments in my eyes, right, where I've been like, "Yes, Ziggler, let's go." But a lot of like his moves and his has been stolen from someone else, you know?
Yeah, like Shawn Michaels, Billy Gunn.
Yep, a lot. The tights come from Shawn Michaels. Let's keep it a buck 50. We all know that.
Yeah, yeah,
But so the reason I picked this match was because simply this is it was a showcase of how good Dolph Ziggler is. And a showcase of how good The Miz is, because I remember everybody was hating on The Miz. Oh, he's boring. Oh, he's not entertaining in the ring. And then he cut that mad promo on talking smack while being the Intercontinental Champion. Like what, a year later, maybe, or was it
no,
before?
it was like a few months before.
Okay, yeah. So those are two guys who I really don't feel like they get the respect in WWE. Um, and that's why I picked it. That The Miz, he's great on the mic. He can work in the ring. It's just he doesn't do high flying things, and people get upset about it. But like he said on Talking Smack, he can go in there and wrestle 365 days a year, never been injured.
Yeah.
He's a dependable workhorse. I mean, you could say the same about Randy Orton. Oh, Randy Orton's boring. But he can go in there and he can do it all year round. Your favorite wrestler who gets injured every 2 years and is off for 6 months can't hold a candle to them in terms of legacy. When you're
Yeah.
in there day in, day out, you're there day in, day out. And that's impressive. Dolph Ziggler, on the other hand, I feel like he doesn't get his credit. He very much, I think he very much does not get his credit. He kind of got cast aside the last couple of years, right?
Yeah.
He was with the Dirty Dogs, and they did their thing, and then he went and won an NXT championship and ended up
I mean, he was.
losing it to
Yeah.
Braun.
He was still part of Dirty Dogs, but as he was NXT champion. But yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, then he lost it to Braun Breaker, and ever since then, I mean, he's had like a couple matches on TV, and that's about it.
yeah, a couple matches.
I mean, this is the
Yeah,
sole survivor of what, 2015 Survivor Series,
2014.
2014 Survivor Series, yeah. Which for those who don't know, that's a very, very big spot to take. That's some very big shoes to fill, too. I mean, if you were to run down the list of sole survivors in Survivor Series, you're looking
It's
at,
Dolph Ziggler.
you're talking about
Yeah,
Hogan, Cena,
but yeah, Dolph Ziggler.
yeah,
Uh, Kofi Kingston. He was a survivor. Or he was like a sole survivor point.
yep.
He would like back in 2009.
Yeah, that's when he was getting his big push to the WWE title,
Yeah,
and then Triple H buried him. But the point is, the sole survivor, like, it means something. You're supposed to come from the sole survivor and then get like a big push. And he ended up getting his push or whatever, but he never won the WWE title after the
yeah,
push, right?
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
which makes sense because Rollins had. I mean, what ended up happening was Rollins got injured, then Roman was champion, right?
yeah,
Roman, then it was Triple H, and then it was Roman again. Something like that. Point is,
yeah,
the sole survivor, I mean, Dolph Ziggler had some big shoes to fill, and he doesn't get his respect. That's why I chose that match. And that match as a whole is great. If you go back and you watch that match, minus there's one thing in that match that I can point out and say it didn't work out as well as it could have, which was when he was trying to unbutton his boot so the Miz could pull it off.
yeah,
I mean, you could see that he was clearly like trying to undo his boot.
yeah.
um, but besides that, the match was an absolute banger. The freaking Spirit Squad came out, got kicked
Oh,
out. Them and Maurice all got kicked out together.
let's put that on the list of people that we do not talk about on the podcast. The
Spirit
Spirit
Squad?
Squad. Yeah,
Fair enough. Fair enough. I can get behind that. But yeah, so that's my match of the week. Next week it's yours, Lando, so get that to
uh-huh.
me preferably by like Wednesday.
Yeah,
If that's cool with you.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
Want to do higher fire champ real quick? One thing.
Yeah, we'll do one each.
Yeah, one each.
All right.
Okay, this one is a actually a New Japan Pro Wrestling one.
Ooh, okay, boy.
Okay, higher fire or Kazuchika Okada, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and Tetsuya Naito.
Okay.
So yeah, which one of those are you willing to fire or hire for champ?
All right. So I'm gonna say. Did you say Tanahashi?
Yeah,
Okay.
Okada, Tanahashi, and Naito. Naito.
So I'm gonna say fire Naito,
Okay.
hire Tanahashi, and make Okada
And
champ.
okay.
And here's why. I'll give you my little explanation here. So Naito's
Okay.
already done a lot. I mean, you could say the same about Okada, but I think Okada's years are still
I
to
mean, he
come, right?
he started in 2011, Okada, I think. I
Yeah.
think he started in 2011. But anyways, continue.
Um. So yeah, I feel like Naito's been there, done that already, so he can go move on to another company very easily. Tanahashi, I feel like he really brings the fire, and not like getting fired, but like
Yeah.
every match that he has, he shows out. So that's why I chose him for the hire. And then Okada is champ because, well, it's Okada and he's a world class talent no matter what way you look at it. So,
Yeah.
what's yours?
Uh, Same thing, to be honest.
Exact same thing?
Yeah.
All right. Now I've got one for you.
All right. Hit me with it.
Kenny Omega,
Okay.
Shawn Michaels,
Okay.
Will Osprey.
Fuck. Okay.
I told you I made him really, really hard.
Okay. So you open up the forbidden door. Okay. Uh, let's see. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Dude, it's hard. It's hard.
Okay. Might hate me for this. I would say fire Shawn Michaels
Okay.
and make any champion and hire Will Ospreay.
All
Here's
right.
my explanation of why firing Shawn Michaels. Because out of the three, I feel like he would be the troublemaker out of the three. Like the most trouble that he would cause. Because I remember once he failed a drug test and he got suspended, and you to see like he even I think he failed like two.
Probably.
I think, yeah, but anyways, I mean, you see him on television that like yeah, breaks the rule. Let's just say with DX a lot,
You make the rules and we will break them. Yeah.
yeah. And Kenny Omega, I mean, yeah,
That one's pretty self-explanatory, I feel. I
yeah,
don't think
and
he's
Will
getting cut
Osprey,
from any roster.
yeah, and Will Osprey, I mean, yeah, he's a talent for sure. He's one of the greatest high flyers in the world. I would definitely hire him. But Kenny Omega, he's last year, he was ranked number one. He was ranked number one for Wrestling Insiders.
Yeah. So here's what I said.
Okay.
I said Kenny as champ,
Yep.
hire Will Osprey, and fire HBK. And here's why. So I'm a huge Shawn Michaels dick rider. I've always loved him growing up. But when you look at the evolution of wrestling, Will Osprey and Kenny Omega are only going to further that because they're two world class talents, and I'm not trying to take anything away from Shawn Michaels here, but in terms of limited, he's more limited than both of those guys.
Okay.
So I mean, I feel like it only makes sense Kenny be champ number one because it's Kenny Omega, arguably the greatest professional wrestler in the world, and considerably the god of wrestling, and I genuinely believe that. Will Osprey, one of the most entertaining, if not the most entertaining, professional wrestler on the planet, and that's opinion. So for anyone who gets upset, fuck you. But that's just the truth. Will Ospreay is arguably the most entertaining wrestler on the planet. And Shawn Michaels, like I said, I love the guy, but he's been there, done that. Even if we're talking like prime HBK, uh, kind of like you said, he's trouble. He has his problems, right?
Yeah,
he had his like pill popping addiction and all that good stuff. And if we're talking prime HBK, that's something you have to worry about. Even if we're not talking prime HBK and we're talking like a 2003, 2004, 2005, I'm still
yeah,
taking Kenny and I'm still taking Will because they're unlimited in 5-star matches. These guys can put them on like they're nothing. And HBK, on the other hand, I don't think he's had one, as far as I know, unless like Taker WrestleMania 25. I don't have any stats behind this. I'm just saying Kenny Omega definitely has more 5-star matches than him, and I feel like Will Ospreay, by the time that he is retired, will have more than Shawn Michaels for sure. So
yeah.
that's why I say that.
Okay. So we're moving on to the trivia, right?
And with that, let's move right into the quiz.
I put on just to let you know, I put down 10 questions. Otherwise, we could do five if you want.
Yeah, let's do 5 and then do a 10-question episode next week. So just add 5. And then
So okay, so five for this one, and next week 10.
yeah. And next
Okay.
week, actually, I'll shoot you a text in regards to next week. I've got a couple ideas for next week coming up. So
Okay. Well, just let me know if next week you still want to do 10. Otherwise, we could do five next week.
no, we'll still do 10 next week, no matter what.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yep,
Okay. Ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Three, two, one, and start. Which of the following matches the shortest match in WrestleMania history? A. Kane versus Chavo Guerrero. B. The Rock versus Eric Rowan. C. Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan. Or D. Rey Mysterio versus JBL.
Rock Rowan.
You are correct.
Dude, I always get so confused with that one. I know it's not Daniel Bryan because I know that's the shortest championship match, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyways, second question. Who is the first Ring of Honor wrestler to unify the ROH World Championship and the ROH Pure Championship? Was it A. Bryan Danielson, B. Nigel McGuinness, C. Jonathan Gresham, or D. Jay Lethal?
Jay Lethal, final answer.
I'm sorry, you're wrong.
Is it Grisham?
It's Bryan Danielson.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Third question. Who won the first ever TNA Super X Cup tournament in 2003? A. Chris Sabin, B. AJ Styles, C. Samoa Joe, or D. Vitud Pereira?
I feel like Joe and AJ is too predictable. And so I'm going to go with A.
You are correct.
Let's fucking go, buddy. 2 for 3?
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay. Fourth question. Which tag team became the first ever Evolve Tag Team Champion? Remember that promotion? Evolve?
Yeah, it was... Yeah, actually I do. It's kind of funny that you say that.
Yeah.
Alright, let's hear it.
Okay. So yeah, which tag team became the first ever Evolve Tag Team Champions? A. Chris Hero and Tommy End of Heroes Eventually Dies. B. Drew Galloway and Johnny Gargano. C. Rocky Romero and Tremperetta Roppongi Vice. Or D. Montez Ward, and Angelo Dawkins, Street Profits.
Galloway and Gargano.
You are correct. Okay, now the last one. Which tag team won the first ever NXT Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Tournament in 2015? A. Jason Jordan and Chad Gable of American Alpha. B. Baron Corbin and Rhino. C. Finn Balor and Samoa Joe. Or D. Enzo Amore and Big Cass.
Okay. I am going to say, because I do remember this because it was like the build to something bigger. Finn Balor and Samoa Joe.
You are correct.
Let's go, dude. My NXT knowledge, goated. Goated. Put me up there. Top 5.
Yep.
All right. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe. We are on our way to 100 subscribers here, trying to make it up, preferably sooner than later. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed. Feel free to leave feedback in the comments section, and we will do what we can to work on things that you guys would like to see.
Yep.
And with that,
goodbye, mwah, and good night. Bang.